Hey there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach. Welcome to another one of my album reviews. If you're one of my regular viewers, or if you've looked at my list of things you've seen lately, last quite a few albums have all been covers related. This one is partially covers related. It really is. We are talking about Megadeth, Hidden Treasures. I know I've only covered one other Megadeth album, which was Cryptic Writings, so it seems weird that I would go to Hidden Treasures right now. But once again, I've been on a covers kick, so I wanted to go with this because of my covers kick. And you'll understand right off the bat. First song on here, No More Mr. Nice Guy, cover of the Alice Cooper classic. I have already talked about this song, this exact cover, this exact version, because it was previously available on the Shocker soundtrack, and I covered the Shocker soundtrack in its full entirety. So if you want to hear more on my views on that, please go watch the review of the Shocker soundtrack, but that is a killer way to kick off this album. From there, we go into the song Breakpoint. The song Breakpoint, not a song I know, and I don't even remember where it was originally from. Oh, do you remember the Super Mario Brothers movie? That horrible Super Mario Brothers movie that everybody has tried to forget? Yeah, it's from that. I had to go look at the notes on the inside. I've had this album for so long that, yeah, the cover doesn't stay on anymore. I like Breakpoint. I think Breakpoint is a good song. It's really fun. I understand why it's never ended up on why it wasn't on a proper Megadeth album, why it went on a soundtrack. If you had put it on a proper Megadeth album, it probably would have just seemed like a regular album filler. And it wouldn't have popped out, especially when compared to songs like Sweating Bullets, and although basically the whole entire Euthanasia album or the Countdown to Extinction album. Either one of those albums, this really would have kind of sounded like a cliche song in one of those. After that, we go into Go to Hell, which was off the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack. Cool tune. I originally, when I picked this up, I thought it was actually an Alice Cooper cover, another one. And I was really excited. And then when I heard it wasn't that, I was like, oh, well, this is still pretty cool too. Angry Again, off the Last Action Hero soundtrack, which I believe I have covered already. Right? Did I cover that one? I'll have to go check. Pretty sure I covered that one, though. So if I haven't covered that one, I guess I'm going to have to pull out that soundtrack and do that soundtrack shortly. And if I have covered that one, just go look for the soundtrack. After that, we go into 99 Ways to Die from the Beavis and Butthead Experience. The Beavis and Butthead Experience was a weird album that was put together. Kind of a bunch of bands that were thrown on there for reasons I'm not entirely sure. And 99 Ways to Die is actually a really cool tune. It's really fun. I really enjoy it. I've put it on quite a few mixes over the years. Funny story with this one. My ex, when I was in high school, long before, she was my present and then later my ex, her high school sweetheart was in the high school I went to. We could put in song requests, and he was in there with the girl he had cheated on my ex with, who I was friends with, which is how I knew him to go with. And they were requested trying to get this song on the radio. And I backed them up and said, no, it's not horribly offensive. I mean, the title's a little weird, but it's not actually an offensive song. They're not talking about actually going out trying to kill people, but sort of. But anyways, that's my story of that one. I knew the song. I knew it pretty decently at that point when they were trying to get it on. I really went to bat for them because I did have pull with the teacher. They had to get it passed, but the teacher was just not comfortable with the song being 99 Ways to Die. But I love the line, not ready to see you yet, 99 Ways to Die. After that, we go into yet another cover. We are now into Black Sabbath Paranoid. I have discussed this song already before. This song was originally on the Nativity in Black album. This is the exact same version, so if you want to know my views and thoughts on that, go watch my review for the Nativity in Black Sabbath cover album. Then we got Diadems. Diadems is one of those songs that kind of actually grew on me as I listened to this album more and more. And I've listened to this album a lot over the years. I haven't listened to it as much in recent years, surprisingly. I kind of got out of Megadeth a little bit for a while. And Diadems is one of those ones where I kind of got back into later. Diadems originally, according to this, was from the Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight movie. And that was a good movie. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. I should go back and watch those too. It's been a long time since I've seen the Tales from the Crypt movies. But Diadems was a decent song. Definitely a little bit different. And for this album, it really works. And then the album finishes off with covering the Sex Pistols' Problems. Dave Mustaine loves covering his Sex Pistols. He does. Not the first time they've covered it. I haven't covered when they've covered it in the past. Anarchy in the UK. So far, so good. So what? The whole way around, this is honestly a really good album. I enjoy this album on its own from beginning to end. And for the longest time, this was one of my most played Megadeth albums. Because these songs, in the order that they're laid out on here and everything, the way it was put together, everything like that, was done incredibly well. And by the way, Problems was previously unreleased, so this is the first time it ever appeared was on here. This album spans quite a while. It spans about 4 or 5 years of the band's existence. And it covers quite a few songs that you would have to go out and buy a bunch of soundtracks for. And if these individual songs were on individual albums, I don't think they honestly would work as well. Like I mentioned that earlier with Breakpoint. This whole album feels that way. But the beauty of it is all these songs are so characteristically different from each other that it feels like its own separate proper album on its own. Like it was recorded to sound like this for the whole way through. Because you don't even notice production differences either while you're going through this album. And there was a lot of different production throughout here. The whole way around, if you can find this album, pick it up. It is really cool. It's really cool to listen to. It's really enjoyable to get into. And like I said, I just like putting it on and letting it play through. I didn't obviously go into as much. As you know, this is going to be a short running review, but that's because I've honestly covered part of this before. And this is one of the reasons I don't usually do greatest hits covers, because I know I'm going to cover them along the way. But this isn't a greatest hits album. This is a collection of stuff that I just happen to have covered because I happen to have the albums they came off of, because they came off of some really cool albums to have. Anyways, my thoughts, my views, my opinions. That's what the comment section's for you guys. You can give me your thoughts, your views, and your opinions. I'd love to know what you'd like to hear. Also, what Megadeth album would you like me to cover next? Or albums? I'd like to do a Megadeth triple shot coming up, but I can't make up my mind on what Megadeth albums I really want to cover. So let me know what you would like to hear. Comment section. Otherwise, like button, subscribe button, notifications button, and share button. Helps out both of us. Makes life better for both of us. You will see a link below for Patreon. Please feel free to click on that. I've got a couple levels on there. Throw $1 to your Witcher. And otherwise, peace, love, take care.